everybody, and welcome back to my channel. And today I've never been more excited than I am for right here, right now, because I have in front of me here today the brand new 2022 Lemax The Gloom Club. Let's get into it. Okay, so right off the top here, I want to send the biggest, and I mean the biggest thank you to everyone at Lemax for working with me to make this video happen. Also, most importantly of all, thank you to all of you for your support, because that was a key component to be able to bring you this kind of content here today. So without further ado, I present to you the Gloom Club. So let me give you some details. Of course, it was released in 2022, and this is a Michaels exclusive for this year. So this is going to be the only place you can get it for this season, but I do expect it to go everywhere else in years and seasons following. Let me give you the SKU number here off the top. We have 25847, and that is going to be used both by Lemax and Michaels. Now for some dimensions, and this is one of those prepare yourself situations. It is 9.76 inches high, 10.47 inches wide, and 9.06 in depth. Now listen, the trend this year with all the reviews I'm going to be bringing you for the 2022 stuff, a lot of them are huge, and my God, the detail this season is just going to blow your mind. They really made another huge step forward in 2022. Product type, sights and sounds, and it is made of resin. Now let's talk power. It is a standard 4.5 volts DC, and the power adapter is included. Now for your switch, it does have the standard like power roll volume switch. I'll get that up on the screen for you now. And I do not have a current list price for this one for you, but once that information becomes available, I will go ahead and list it below. So just a heads up, this is one of those houses that has an astronomical amount of beautiful detail, and I want to cover as much of it as we can, and I'm going to try to hit all the main points, of course, but I can promise you that we would be here all season long if we went through every single thing, so I will try to hit the main points, but please know that when you see this in person, it is just like totally another level. Okay, so now the moment you've been waiting for, it's time to take a closer look. Okay, so starting from the top here, you are going to be welcomed by the Gloom Club sign. Now, this whole house to me has like a 50s style feel, and everywhere you look, they really kept pretty hard with that theme. And my God, with the soundtrack, you will be dancing in the ball. Now, here we go. As we move down a little bit, you are going to be welcomed to the star of the show, what I consider to be the holy grail of dance parties. This is where it all goes down in the heart of the club. There are many different kinds of figures here, all in the zombie theme, of course, but the beautiful mixture that really feels like Graveyard Party to me is just absolutely exciting. And again, the soundtrack on this is going to be key, because when it is playing with the different lights, the LEDs, and I tried to get a little footage of that for you, but it's kind of hard, but there's some little LEDs up there that change colors and just feel just right with the soundtrack. This is one of those ones, I'm going to say it again, that soundtrack with this house is just a match made in heaven. Now, please note there is also a couple coffins there that light up, which is a cool little touch. It kind of adds to the theme, but nonetheless, it's really about the folks in the middle just having the best time on a night out. Now, as we begin to work our way down, there's so many things I want to note, and I'm going to try to get them all again for you here, but let's start with all the different characters that kind of go around 3/4 or so of the house. What a beautiful, unique touch, and I do want to note that the lighting that they backlit these with is not like that normal Lemax lighting, that, you know, yellowish warm color or whatever it is that we see all the time, similar to what's kind of like on the sign on the top. It's lit with like this cooler color white, and cool meaning the temperature. It just fit beautifully with that older 50s kind of feel. And I'm going to say 50s because to me, that's what it feels like. But nonetheless, it's kind of like a duller color, but it's definitely on the cooler side of the spectrum. And it just backlit really well and kind of sold, like, kind of imagine putting a bow on this thing. And that's what that is. So they really kept with the theme. And it was nice to see that not only did they continue with the detail of the theme, but they also considered the lighting to fit the time as well. All right, Next up is going to be one of my favorite parts of this thing as well. And no, it's not the bar, but it is the Gloom Room sign. Oh my God, this is like an old school theater kind of feel, but it has like these like mausoleum style tops to them with these little shells that kind of go around as well that light up, again keeping with that theme, but nonetheless I thought that the fact that they went with like that corner sign, one on each side, but they kind of meet there in the corner, just really added to the feel to me, like a theater, a club, a fun night out. It's kind of what you would expect in a commercial kind of area like that. So I really enjoyed that. Next up, and okay, I'm not gonna lie, it's probably my favorite part. It's the bar. Okay, this thing is just cool. It says pick your poison. It's lit up in like this beautiful green color, and you got a bartender, and there is some open seats, by the way, so if you want to make a pit stop on the way to your next Spooky Town house, you could definitely stop for a drink, as it does look tasty. All right, so again, so much to get to. The next thing I want to cover that kind of goes with the bar is the drink menu, and there is a bunch of different drinks, but they're kind of play on words, so I'm going to kind of bring them up here for you now. But I really like that. It was fun, it was exciting, and they just said cute little things. Like instead of mimosas, it's mum-mosas, or instead of margarita, it's more gorita, so things like that. Just really creative ideas that when you really get down right with this house and you're really taking it in, this is what I'm talking about. There's something to see everywhere, and little things like this just kind of spice it up. It's not just some random sign on the house. It actually fits with what's going on, and it's a little thing that kind of makes you smile. Okay, so making our way now across the bottom, there's a beautiful entryway that again fits well with the theme. You even have the little bouncer guy out front, letting people in, that kind of thing. It's got some beautiful red ropes, and again, that was just one of those touches that I'm talking about this season. Everywhere, guys, everywhere is detail. So just kind of go with me. I'm repeating it because it's what it is. Again, as you move across even more, you're going to see everything from tombstones, and on the sides of the building, there's even more details with like little speakers. And I'm going to kind of do a little clips of different slideshows here as I'm talking so you can see everything. But, again, hitting those main points. Now, a couple notes I do want to talk about. First and foremost, the motor on this thing is silent, at least on mine. Absolutely quiet, and over time they've gotten better and better, and this one here is just one of the best motors probably ever, because it works, guys, and it's quiet. So what more could you ask for, right? The next thing, the sound quality on this one is, again, another improvement. The speakers have been getting better over the past so many years, but this one here in particular sounds really good. I don't know. I think it's probably still MP3 quality now. I think that's probably what they've switched to over the past, couple years or whatnot. But anyways, wherever the speaker is positioned in this thing, God, is it clear. So that's what I'm saying. You put the two together, you got all these beautiful lights, the 50s feel, all these different things, and it's magic, guys. This one is magic. And if you have the Graveyard Party, which I believe you can still get online, wow. What an event you would have. I have a Graveyard Party, and my plan is to, no question, pair those up this season. So look for that in a future video. But all in all, guys, I've talked long enough. I'm going to hit the lights here in a moment so you can see everything at its best. But before I go, I do want to read you a little bit of the backstory that Lemax has written about this house online, just because it kind of had a fun little feel and talks a little bit about what this thing is all about. So, story time. Here we go. It says, half on the town might be dead, but the Gloom Room Club is definitely alive with the party spirit. Enjoy the flashing lights of the bar and the revolving dance floor, a real treat for those eyes in this self-titled gloomy part of Spooky Town. The zombies are out for a jive or two, or perhaps they are perfecting the monster mash. No matter what is on the playlist, you can be sure you'll have a night to remember. This is my first review of the brand new unreleased 2022 stuff. It should be hitting a store near you, I'd imagine, over the next few months, maybe July, August in my area. So probably something like that for you as well. Thank you so much for making this video happen. I'm so excited to bring you a bunch more 2022 stuff. I have it. I've started filming, and they will be coming out really, really soon. So please, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.
still